Haris Rauf has finally broken his silence following his exclusion from Pakistan's T20I squad, addressing the speculation, criticism, and debate that surrounded his omission and offering insight into his mindset, fitness, form, and future ambitions. One of Pakistan's most recognizable fast bowlers in the shortest format over the past few years, Rauf's absence from the national T20I setup sparked widespread discussion among fans, former cricketers, and analysts, particularly given his experience in high-pressure matches and global leagues. Speaking candidly for the first time since the announcement of the squad, Rauf acknowledged the disappointment he felt but emphasized acceptance, patience, and a renewed focus on self-improvement as he looks ahead to regaining his place in the team. Rauf admitted that missing out on selection was not easy, especially for a player who has been a regular feature in Pakistan's white ball sides and has represented the country in major ICC tournaments. He explained that representing Pakistan has always been his biggest motivation and that being left out inevitably hurts any professional cricketer. However, he stressed that selection and exclusion are part of the game and that no player, regardless of past performances, can take their place for granted. According to Rauf, modern cricket demands constant evolution, adaptability, and peak fitness, and he views this phase as an opportunity to reflect on areas where he can improve rather than as a setback that defines his career. Addressing the reasons behind his exclusion, Rauf refrained from criticizing the selectors or team management. Instead, he acknowledged that his recent performances may not have met the standards expected at the international level. He conceded that consistency, particularly in controlling runs at the death and executing plans under pressure, is an area where he needs to do better. While he highlighted that T20 cricket often involves fine margins and that even well-executed deliveries can sometimes result in boundaries, he accepted responsibility for his role as a strike bowler and emphasized that improvement begins with honest self-assessment. Rauf also touched on the discussions around his workload and fitness, which have been recurring themes throughout his career. Having played extensively across formats and leagues, including international cricket and franchise tournaments around the world, his physical condition has often been scrutinized. He clarified that while he has dealt with niggles and fatigue like most fast bowlers, he is currently fit and working closely with trainers to ensure he remains at peak physical condition. He acknowledged that managing workload is crucial, especially with a packed international calendar, and said he understands the team management's need to prioritize long-term fitness and sustainability over short-term gains. The fast bowler reflected on his journey from tape ball cricket to international stardom, emphasizing that resilience has always been central to his rise. He recalled the early days when he was relatively unknown, earned opportunities through performance rather than reputation, and had to fight for every chance. According to Rauf, those experiences have shaped his mindset and prepared him to handle challenging phases like the current one. He believes that setbacks often serve as turning points in a player's career and can lead to greater maturity and consistency if approached with the right attitude. Rauf also addressed criticism from fans and former players, some of whom questioned his effectiveness in recent matches and suggested that Pakistan should invest in younger fast bowlers. While he acknowledged the importance of healthy competition and the emergence of new talent, he expressed confidence in his ability to continue contributing at the highest level. He pointed out that experience, especially in high-pressure T20 situations, remains valuable and that learning from both successes and failures is essential for any seasoned international cricketer. He added that he respects differing opinions but remains focused on what he can control: his training, preparation, and performance. Speaking about his communication with the Pakistan Cricket Board and team management, Rauf revealed that he has received clear feedback regarding the areas he needs to work on. He described the conversations as constructive and professional, noting that the selectors emphasized discipline, adaptability, and consistency. Rather than viewing his exclusion as a sign of lost trust, he sees it as a message to push himself harder and return stronger. He expressed appreciation for transparent communication, stating that clarity helps players set goals and work in the right direction. Rauf also commented on Pakistan's current T20I setup and the direction the team is taking. He acknowledged that the management is experimenting with combinations and giving opportunities to players who have performed well domestically or shown promise in recent competitions. According to him, such decisions are necessary to build depth and prepare for major tournaments. While he naturally wishes to be part of the squad, he said he supports the team wholeheartedly and hopes they succeed, as the ultimate goal is Pakistan's success on the international stage. The fast bowler highlighted his plans during this period away from the T20I squad, revealing that he intends to focus on domestic cricket, training camps, and refining specific skills. He mentioned working on variations, accuracy, and tactical awareness, particularly in the death overs, where matches are often decided. Rauf emphasized that T20 cricket is constantly evolving, with batters becoming more innovative and aggressive, and bowlers must adapt accordingly. He believes that developing smarter strategies, rather than relying solely on pace, is key to longevity in the format. Rauf also spoke about the mental aspect of being dropped, admitting that it can be challenging to stay motivated when on the sidelines. However, he credited his family, coaches, and close friends for their support, saying they remind him of his journey and achievements whenever doubts creep in. He stressed the importance of mental strength in professional sport and said he is actively working on maintaining a positive mindset, using this time to recharge mentally and emotionally. Looking ahead, Rauf made it clear that his ambitions remain unchanged. He wants to represent Pakistan at the highest level, contribute to major tournament victories, and be remembered as a bowler who delivered in crucial moments. He expressed confidence that with hard work and patience, he will earn his way back into the T20I squad. He also reiterated his commitment to the national team, stating that wearing the Pakistan jersey remains his greatest honor and motivation. Rauf's statement concluded with a message to fans, thanking them for their support and urging them to continue backing the team and its players, even during difficult phases. He acknowledged that fans' emotions are deeply tied to the team's performances and that criticism often comes from passion. While he understands disappointment, he encouraged supporters to trust the process and believe in the players' dedication to improvement and success. In breaking his silence, Rauf presented a measured, mature, and reflective response to his exclusion from Pakistan's T20I squad. Rather than deflecting blame or expressing frustration, he chose accountability, resilience, and optimism. His comments suggest a player determined not to let a temporary setback define his career, but instead to use it as motivation to evolve and return stronger. As Pakistan continues to rebuild and refine its T20 setup, Rauf's experience, pace, and hunger for redemption could yet play an important role in the future, making his journey back to the squad a storyline many fans will watch closely.